That's the vibe. You know you feel the vibe. JEJE Vibe. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Right now. We gotta talk about it. We have to talk about Snow White.
I never thought I was going to talk about Disney.
Disney.
I used to love Disney.
Oh my God, don't we all?
Shit. I even have some sweatshirt of Disney characters
Crazy.
now.
Disney has been playing around.
Yeah, they went woke.
Trying new things
And
trying new
while
things.
going woke, going broke.
Oh my God.
The Walt Disney Company is holding on to this L thanks to their awful live-action Snow White. The movie's budget was just over $200 million, plus however much they spent on marketing and other miscellaneous expenses. After about a month of being in theaters, each scored $82 million domestically and $182 million worldwide. Those are pathetic numbers for Disney. When all is said and done, they'll be losing at least $100 million. What happened?
So much. There's not just this Snow White debacle.
No, Lion King too.
There's a whole
Hey,
lot.
the Lion King was shitty. Mufasa. Really?
Crazy.
I'll tell you a story. A story of a cub. Not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story.
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Long before they became legends, Mufasa and the prince who would come to be known as Scar.
So we're just gonna leave it as Simba.
That was a classic.
Classic.
Wow! Shh! Sasu, right. So how are we gonna ditch the dodo? Oh, I know how.
Oh, just look at you two, little seeds of romance blossoming in the savannah. Your parents will be thrilled.
Why don't you just leave a classic?
Oh,
to
those
be
lion cubs were looking terrible.
crazy.
Disney's Mufasa, a prequel to a remake of an animated movie from 30 years ago. And if that all sounds like a tortuous justification for a soulless cash grab spin-off, then buckle up, boyo, because you ain't seen nothing yet. Mufasa is pretty much a microcosm of everything that's wrong with modern Disney, a pointless and creatively bankrupt project commissioned for no other reason than to squeeze a bit more cash out of the Lion King IP, telling a story that nobody needed or asked for, infused with all the usual insufferable tropes designed to appeal to modern audiences.
The animals in the Mufasa were looking terrible.
Terrible.
Not even appealing to kids' eyes. What we
What
doing?
we doing, Disney?
That can cause the greatest pain.
Seeing Jenkins guiding this material, no matter how assured, will surely rattle many who'd rather he make an original film. But there isn't the sense Jenkins made Mufasa to satisfy only adult filmgoers, though there is an aching tribute to James Earl Jones that'll touch many older viewers. This movie is aimed at a younger audience.
Thank you for stopping by.
Your king hired a bird to protect you.
There's mischievous humor and jaunty show tunes to accompany the campfire story mood. Sometimes the desire to keep the audience engaged, accomplished through a framing device that sees Mufasa's story told to his granddaughter Kiara by the sage Mandrill Rafiki, restricts us from fully immersing ourselves in this digital world.
It's the same thing with Snow White.
Yeah,
A classic.
My. What a pile of dirty dishes. And just look at that broom. We'll clean the house and surprise them. Then maybe they'll let me stay.
Just
Why are
leave it.
you trying to make it more human? Or, like, why ruin it?
Why? Why ruin a classic? And now you have Snow White that The Snow Whites.
they have to use a brown girl now, and then using the brown girl now, then in the storyline now they have to now explain the reason why Snow White isn't really white.
To honor the day I was born, my father named me Snow White. Little girl at a lonely well.
The name was given to her after a storm.
After a snowstorm.
This is his kingdom, with the same little tale to tell. He taught me to be fearless, fair, brave, and true.
And hey, she doesn't help or clean the dwarf's place where she's harboring.
Whistle while you work. You'll get it. When we're a team, the house will gleam. So whistle while you work.
She's running. She's
running
sending them on errands while chilling. Crazy.
And she said it was going to be a different approach. She said it. This is not the cliche.
She did.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
She came against the fans of the classic movie, the classic animation.
Hey, she even shit on it now. She says she doesn't like the classic.
Why would you do it?
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Hey, if you're saying you don't like the classic now, best believe that whatever you're bringing is supposed to now be better than the classic. But if it's not,
and it looks
huge disrespect.
It looks like it's not.
And it looks like it or it is.
Obviously, it's not. Because it just tanked on the box office. Cinemas are empty.
Empty.
When you go to watch Snow White and no one is in the theater, literally nobody. It's empty. Only people that bought a ticket. Only people that bought a ticket.
I'm so curious. I'm approaching right now. The movie starts in 10 minutes. Let's see.
I decided to go watch Snow White just for funsies in the cinema.
I'm like, go on. It's up to you now, Pixel. Go.
It's empty.
Nobody cares about it.
Nobody even wants to watch it. Hey, not even in these hard times, man.
Like, this is, even even if it's hard, like,
no, not even in these hard times. Hey, even with that, at least for you to want to go out to the movies theater now to spend your money to watch a movie, that means that
it has to be worth it.
Yeah.
Worth your time, your parking time,
and the expensive popcorn.
And
the large drink.
Like all of those scenarios. Is it worth it to go sit down?
Hey, also IMAX 3D, the 3D ones too. They're not cheap
at all.
Weekend
2 delivers even more box office humiliation for Snow White. Before we get into the numbers, here are a few things to keep in mind. Disney spent $370 million, including promotion, on this movie. Snow White will have to gross around $700 million just to break even, because theaters keep 50% of the gross. So what this means is that we are on our way to the biggest box office flop in the history of Disney. And we can prove it. Here's the numbers. Snow White has cratered week over week in their box office data, down a whopping 77%. Oh my heavens. It made only $3 million.
Rachel Zegler, from the promo of this movie, even during the shooting of the movie, she has been crazy awful.
Got political too.
Got political.
There are growing calls tonight for Disney to fire Rachel Zegler, the star of its widely anticipated Snow White remake. It's because of an anti-Donald Trump post she made after the election, writing, quoting here, "May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace." Zegler is now apologizing. She writes in a new post, let my emotions get the best of me, and I am sorry, contributed to the negative discourse.
That is what you don't
like, do. What is your business
That's
with
what
you're doing in animation? Got to do with politics now. Really?
You don't do. You don't do that.
Know your place. Yes, I said it.
You don't bring your feeling about the word into where you're working. You create tension in your work environment. And we saw it play out with The Witch.
I let myself go all the way with the drama and with the character to really celebrate the evil queen.
Co-stars? Sure. Friends? Not even close. E.T. has learned there has definitely been tension between Snow White leading ladies Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, and they're, quote, not close by any means. There were definitely some clues at the scaled-back no reporters allowed premiere. They posed separately, and Disney released just this one smiling pic that did its best to convey a message of no controversy here.
It was love at first sight.
Yeah.
And the whole chemistry between them was like, and you guys are supposed to sell this movie?
This is a major U-turn from when they first got the roles 3 years ago.
It was great, because Rachel is amazing.
So what's behind the rift?
People are assuming that Rachel and Gal did not get along because obviously Rachel has promoted Free Palestine. Gal obviously is Israeli and is Jewish and has spoken out on behalf of the hostages. So politically, it seems they're in opposition.
So it's really crazy that the movie can't even break even to what the expenses.
Hey, why ruin what made you? If you really think about it, Snow White made Disney. Why ruin what made you?
Facts.
Earlier this month, it was revealed that the new live-action remake of Snow White wouldn't be getting a UK premiere. Instead of the usual big-budget, star-studded affair in Leicester Square, there would be only a handful of small, tightly controlled press events. Then, Disney announced that even the Hollywood premiere would be significantly pared back. Last month, the cast attended the usual party and screening, but crucially, no outside media or photographers were invited to the festivities. This was all highly unusual for a Disney film with a budget of around $270 million. So why is Disney trying to draw as little attention to this film as possible? Addressing the lack of a London premiere, a Disney insider told the Daily Mail that the event had been scrapped over fears of an anti-woke backlash. This insider also claimed that Disney wanted to minimize the amount of press questions that Rachel Zegler, who plays the titular princess, could receive. Disney is apparently terrified of letting the media anywhere near this film when it's star. And no wonder. This Snow White adaptation has become more nightmare than fairy tale.
Like, just let a classic be. You can up it to 4K, 8K, 16K, but let the classic.
Hey, and if it's not, shit.
We still like it. So what you guys think about Snow White's tanking in the box office? Rachel Zegler whole campaign, the way she promoted the movie, even during the time, like even the Dwarf problem, so the 7.
Oh yes.
Hi-ho, 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 it's home from work we go.
So Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage went on a podcast the other day and declared that it was, quote, offensive and backward that Disney was planning to hire real-life dwarves, little people, for a remake of the film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Listen.
I was a little taken back by they're very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White.
Yeah.
But you're still telling the story of Snow White.
Yeah.
Seven Dwarfs.
Sure.
So, take a step back and look at what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I know. That makes no sense to me.
But
you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that backward story of seven dwarves living in a cave to get what the are you doing, man?
So in response to that podcasts have real power now. The Disney company said it was, quote, rethinking its use of dwarves in the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake. Now some dwarf actors are asking, who put Peter Dinklage in charge of the dwarf community?
And then what I don't understand is why spend so much money on a shitty movie that it's even worse than the classic.
It's crazy.
And then also ruin the storyline of the classic while at it. The entire story.
Crazy.
Peter Dinklage, who happens to be a dwarf, complained that, hey, the portrayal of dwarfs in Snow White is not up to modern expectations. So Disney made the decision to not go with seven dwarfs or seven little people to play those dwarfs. It decided to get rid of the dwarfs altogether and just have seven racially mixed people of different heights, colors, and creeds walk around and follow Snow White. Matter of fact, here's what Disney said.
Disney put out the perfect statement. To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these seven characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. Sadly, those members of the dwarfism community have not been cast in the film about dwarfs because they're dwarfs.
So now, lo and behold, with these new and improved dwarfs, there was even more backlash. It was like, what the hell are you doing? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, not Snow White and the Woke Parade.
The DEI forces have descended on the Seven Dwarfs around Snow White in Disney's latest offering. Now there's only one dwarf and like a bunch of DEI boxes checked behind the one dwarf because they don't want to offend little people, so they had to eliminate their jobs, I guess. And Snow White herself is not white, so everybody's been racialized to check every box they can.
The people that have been able to see the movie are like complaining. Like the movie has no, what are we doing? The movie has a lot of, what are we doing? Like, is this what's $300 million? Or is just an exaggerated price?
Hey, the dwarfs ended up becoming a CGI.
CGI, so I guess that's where the whole money goes to? CGI?
Really?
Like, what are we doing? When you can employ...
And there's another controversy. In the movie, the Seven Dwarfs were created with CGI effects.
Little people got big dreams, you know?
These actors say they should have been real.
Cut out the Seven Dwarfs. It was a perfect opportunity to cast seven diverse, incredible, talented little people.
It's very disappointing that Snow White chose to not include us, especially when they're trying to say that this movie is supposed to be woke and different. It's almost like you're saying to be a little person is bad, so that's why we had to make them our cartoon. It could have created more opportunities for other people.
Well, you can give them jobs that they want to get Oscars too.
We
had the great opportunity to cast people like very talented actresses like ourselves.
Yeah, I've been in the entertainment game for 20 years.
That's 7 roles right there.
Yeah.
7 little people that could have filled those roles, and unfortunately, we were shut out of that.
We're trying to get an Oscar too. What's up?
Yeah, a lot of them too were complaining that they took their jobs away. the only part of Hollywood that most of them get.
Like, this is the movie we're supposed to be here. Like, this is us. You're calling up. You're talking about the Snow White and the
7 Dwarfs.
Like, this is where we're supposed to fit in.
Hey, they made the dwarves different now.
Crazy.
Regular human, tall, really.
Crazy.
Trying to put every different race in it. Really.
And now,
Snow White star Rachel Zegler was slammed as immature by Disney producer Mark Platt's son, Jonah Platt, in an explosive rant after the film flopped at the box office. Jonah called out the actress in a since-deleted Instagram comment on Wednesday after a critic labeled his father creepy as hell for flying to New York City to chat with Zegler about her political social media posts. Jonah clapped back, "Yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie."
man, Snow White tanked in the box office. What you guys think? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Drop a comment, let us know. Did Rachel Zegler did a good job with the promotion? Is this the career-defining moment for Rachel Zegler?
Hi.
Just like after this.
But she's not even remorseful of it, though. Hey, they said we saw also where she went to watch her own premiere. The cinema was empty.
For which movie?
And she enjoyed looking at her name on the screen. Hey.
At least she got a name of the famous, whether we like it or not. I guess that's like, whether you like it or not.
She was excited to see her name on it.
Whether we like it or not, there's a Snow White movie, and she is the Snow White.
Yeah. There's a shittier Snow White movie that existed in our time.
Facts.
From the classic that existed in our time also. There's a shitty one that existed in our time. Hey, she's made history with it.
Facts.
The ruined Snow White movie.
Well, we'll see you in the next one.